Hi Akshay. So please tell us something about yourself.
Hello Shrushti, I am Akshay Shinde. I am 24 years old. I have a graduation in zoology and my master's in is in wildlife conservation and management. I happen to be from Mumbai. There are around 400 species of birds that you get to see in Mumbai, and the city also has 2 million human beings. So there are people working in different fields who are interested in bird watching. So there are artists, musicians, there are painters, there are photographers, and at times there are naturalists. So I happen to be one such naturalist. Basically, a naturalist is a person who takes people for bird watching, and this hobby of bird watching, as we call it as birding, is very popular in Mumbai. So, people from all over the world are coming to Mumbai these days to observe these birds.
That's impressive, Akshay. So can you please tell us which birds migrate to Mumbai?
So there are different kinds of birds that come to Mumbai. There are certain birds called as waders. So wading is a process in which you walk in very shallow water, like the way how farmers do. So these birds include storks, stilts, stints, turnstones, flamingos, and these birds can be very easily seen around beaches, marshlands, or lakes, rivers. Then there are these birds called as flycatchers, thrushes, warblers. These birds happen to be around forests, which include dry deciduous forest, evergreen forests, or thorny scrub forests. Mumbai has got all of these habitats in it, so you get to see a lot of birds.
So Akshay, after getting such interesting information, I've become more curious about it and I want to know more about it. So where do these birds come from and where do they migrate to after spending time here?
So the birds that come to Mumbai migrate all the way from Arctic, Europe, Africa, Thailand, China, Australia. There are certain birds which have come here in Mumbai all the way from North America. So there are certain birds which would migrate locally. That is, they might do their traveling in the city itself, or in the state, or even inside the country itself. And then there are birds which would be coming from some other countries. So when they come here, they spend their winters over here, and once they are done with their winters, they would go back to their breeding grounds, which could be any of these countries.
Oh, okay. So why do they take a halt in Mumbai and what do they do in their period here?
So every animal has got four basic needs in its life, without which it will go extinct. These are food, water, a place to live, and mate. So most of the birds that are coming here in Mumbai, all the way from Europe or Russia, they are eating or breeding in areas which are having lush greenery. But during winters, what happens is everything goes below freezing point, and there is no water. And when there are no leaves on the trees and there are no insects, so what will they feed on? So as winter approaches, they observe that the days are getting shorter, so they start using the sun, the moon, and the stars to migrate. This is how they migrate annually. Every year, coming back to the same spot for breeding, every year going to the same spot for foraging.
Akshay, I feel really lucky to live in a metro like Mumbai and still be able to experience all this. So, can you please tell us in Mumbai which locations our birders can look out for?
So, bird watchers can go to places like Tungareshwar Wildlife Sanctuary, Matheran, Tansa Forest, Sanjay Gandhi National Park. Karnala Bird Sanctuary is also a very good place to observe birds. Definitely Valley Park itself. Khargar has got a lot of bird watching hotspots. So these are places where a lot of birds would congregate. Seawoods happens to be one of the best spot for observing flamingos and other birds.
Okay, so people in Mumbai, go check out these places, but do so in a responsible way. Akshay, can you please tell our viewers that as birders and as photographers, how can they be responsible towards the birds and their habitat?
So, bird watchers in Mumbai are quite responsible. They maintain ethical distance with birds while photographing them or while observing them using the binoculars. We do not feed our birds since they are wild, and we love to observe them hunt or forage for the food that they want. We do not play calls of certain birds because that might disturb the bird and the habitat itself. Most of our sightings would go on ebird.org. So it's a website where people around the world are uploading the birdwatching data, and scientific community then uses this data for conservation.
Oh wow, that's some really useful information and advice, Akshay. Thank you so much. I hope you all liked our talk and will be more responsible while birding from now on. Happy birding!